allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carol, could you start out with a roll call, please?
Mayor Sheets.
Here.
Greg Miller.
Present.
Megan Sheets.
Present. Next on the agenda is the minutes from the November 23rd regular meeting, and I would entertain a motion to accept the.
May I add that the agenda lines, but they're actually for November 23rd. We'll make that correction on your agenda and approve with that date.
I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes of November 23rd with the corrections noted by Carol Hartley.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
The minutes passed from November 23rd meeting. Next on the agenda is approval of claims.
I'll make a motion that we accept the claims as presented.
I'll second. Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Motion passes. Is there any public comments? None. Okay. Next on the agenda, Police Chief Scott Shoemaker. Would you like to go ahead and give us your? Which is best? Annie, do you want, can we hear him better from there? Okay.
Can I give you a favor?
Yeah, you can give us a picture.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
The paper I had passed out is like to have had a presentation that happened county here and put things up on the screen and with COVID and all that. So imagine you're looking at a screen on your computer. But one thing we talked about this year is engaging with the public in a different manner. We do currently use Nixle. Everyone might be aware of Nixle. Central Dispatch has it. The police department has it. And we just felt like this year saw a new opportunity in the Relay app is to cancel the Nixle and allow the dispatch those types of road closure statements, weather reports, or whatnot. Relay is going to, what we look at, and Les is has reviewed the contract a few weeks ago. I sent it to Les to look at. But one of the biggest things about Relay is it works with the law enforcement agencies to enhance service in the city. Officers, all of our officers on patrol will be connected to Relay, and what would happen is anybody that downloads the app, whether you're at Walmart, the library, wherever you see something suspicious, or you want to report a theft, you don't want to call the dispatch, you can report right via your phone app. Alert will be sent to all the on-duty officers that are working. The nearest officer will claim that call, and then you'll show up or communicate with you via the app. It's a new program started in Fishers, Indiana. It's moved into Portville, Avon, and Indianapolis Northwest District is piloting it right now. The issue with piloting it is you can do all this marketing, get everybody to sign up, and then we decide we don't want to do it. So I worked with the company and asked them for the contract for 1 year. The last read it said, let's take out the auto renewal function of that, so we weren't stuck with it when we wasn't paying attention. And so we did get that changed, and the initial contract we've been paying $3,800 a year for that, and it's in our professional services. This company, Relay, has asked their annual fee is $4,500. I asked them, we can do it for, we'll do it for $3,800. okay, Nixle, if it doesn't work, with this communication tool, we're trying to give the public another opportunity to talk to a police officer, get updates, real-time alerts, we can disseminate, evacuation orders, stay away from an area, type messages, missing children, all those things that we could do with Nixle now do even more. We're just adding in the component of being able to report a non-emergency crime. And it will also alleviate central dispatch with non-emergency calls and focus more on 911 emergencies. So the packet I passed out, you can go to the website. I think I may have sent this, but one thing that we could do with this is if you have a pet from your house, we could send a message out to a certain, the whole city or whatever, the blockers do, and ask if anybody else has had a similar crime. If you have a Ring doorbell or any kind of doorbell, please contact the police department, and we can send that out. Honestly, I'm over using Facebook and social media of any kind because just, everything we post turns into a battle between, people. And so I think what we've seen too is Facebook's throttled our users, the people that are seeing what we post. So we're not getting the interaction on Facebook that I think is good for the city and the police department. So having this type of communication and relying on the media, the press releases and stuff, we will eventually talk to other departments that are getting away from Facebook and other social media apps, like Twitter, and just getting out the message. Go to our website, read it there. So this is kind of going to may take the place of that too. So I'm asking the board tonight to approve the $3,800 for 12 months, starting January 1 to December 31st, 2021. And then once the officers would be trained, then we'll work with the other departments to get this message out to the community, to sign up and download the app. It protects their privacy, doesn't relay us, doesn't give us where everybody's at. Privacy concerns, we don't work with the company, you have to tell us where you're at. We have no way to do that. There are always some anonymous options to report drug tips and those kind of things, which we can view those through Nixle. So this one, we can also send, some departments are using it to, during COVID to report something. And you send a picture of your damage, you send a picture of your car smashed up or something to the officer, and we never arrive. We're not going to replace our face-to-face, business. We've done that now with COVID. We've done a lot of overtime if we can. But we won't. Some departments use it to not even respond to traffic crashes. So we're not going to do that. So we just want to have a tool to communicate with the public. So if you have questions about this, I can answer them. And if you prove it with training, I encourage you guys to jump on a Zoom call. It's a little bit of work in boards and councils and stuff, help more.
Chief Schumacher, I have a couple of questions for clarification. Is this in lieu of or in conjunction with Nixle?
We've notified Nixle that's come up.
So this will replace. And I heard in your previous remarks, I think you answered this question, but those that will have the availability of the communication, they do have to sign up first. You mentioned send to areas for like neighborhood for some sort of information, but you do have to quote unquote subscribe to be able to get those things.
It is free.
It's free, yes.
Free to
Right.
citizens, trying for, and by signing up, it enables a two-way communication. If you report something, we can respond to you, let you know that it wasn't somebody was just out running in the park or down here, and it wasn't anybody that was good. They won't give his name or anything, but it will help. Which did come, this is what happened. It just helps that communication. And it's all free for this.
Did you say how many other agencies are going to this?
It started at Fisher, with the officer there came with this idea, and it's now moved Fisher, Portville, Avon, Indianapolis. It's really not, it's really new in terms of being a nationwide option. there's not that many around here.
So is this a program, is this initiated through Central Dispatch?
Now, there will be no, the officer who takes the call will have to call out it themselves, so we no communication with dispatch. The officer gets the call.
So how do you initiate that? Like would someone have to, like, if they see something happening, they're saying they can get on here and notify the officer. Does that replace then Central Dispatch?
That would just, it really just frees them up. A lot of people in this day and age don't want to call and call on the phone. A lot of people may not report something. This allows them to log in quickly. If they don't decide, there's a preset limit of what are you saying? So we're not having people report fire or breathing problem. You have to report something. Theft, suspicious activities. They click on that, they put the address, they send a photo of the person that they're looking at, the vehicle is suspicious, and it automatically notifies the officers via their laptops or telephones. And then they would ask dispatch, Dad, is that a call? We talked about, you can include them in getting them. Some departments who house their own dispatch have everybody together. We don't have that opportunity. We've allowed them access to our body cameras, our GPS, and it's always just, it's not their thing to do, so they don't always do that, mark the location.
So the people that use this now, is there, I guess my only concern is, would the public substitute this for 911? Is that, my concern would be, they initiate the call this way instead of calling 911, that lag that there would be between what we would normally feel comfortable with a 911 call and using this as a substitute for that.
I mean, they have to, if they were to do something like that, they would have to click on an option that is not the same. If there's some kind of breathing problem, they should click on suspicious person there.
Right.
The only thing I can tell you is that the notification goes to the phone, and only the officer to the phone and the laptop. So someone's going to get it. It's going to be a notification if they were to do it that way. No, companies, surely non-emergency trying to get people to realize it's not an emergency response. So I've not heard of a situation where they've done that. There's no other box you can check. Title or something else. It's literally up to the what's program. I mean, we've had crime report sent through Excel, which only goes to a few of us. The middle of the night, you don't get we have disclaimers. There's a lot of disclaimers on there. So we shut our Facebook Messenger off because we get real-time crime reports to that. And nobody's monitoring that 24/7. At least this will be monitored 24/7.
Is there a way to trace that? I mean, do you have access to trace that number back to who made that call?
Yeah, you have to sign up. You have to, can't just, on this right now, anybody can send us a, hey, man, over a true tip, and we won't have to know. And no requirement that you sign up to send us a tip. So for this, you have to sign up.
An example of an application would be, I'm behind the wheel in my car, or I'm noticing an erratic driver in front of me to pull over, and they law enforcement aware of that situation, give a location and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, that's the drunk driver denial is emergency. So I would call 911. Obviously, you won't leave your phone driving, but mostly, most of what we're seeing with this app is suspicious stuff, theft, loud noise. You don't want to call your apartment downstairs music. A lot of those low-level crimes that are being committed. A lot of civil matters, always complain to be civil matter, not a criminal case. So calling 911 on a drunk driver is still.
So will those calls still be used as like an instant? It'll go ahead, go let Central Dispatch know?
you have the
on every time this is used. It's not like you're gonna avoid central dispatch. I think that's very something.
No, this is not meant to, it's meant to supplement, them, communication. You know, to be honest, straight, a lot of complaints I revealed are not from my officers. It's for the dispatch center. If I run that, I don't. Obviously, the city, we pay a substantial portion to that. But it's to supplement them and giving our citizens, in this day and age, everybody's texting and sending photos and whatnot anyway. This way, cell phone, we don't have, we always have your cell phone number. They can send us a photo of a crime. They can't send dispatch a photo of an ongoing issue like that. And so, no, it's just a supplement to let them focus more on emergencies. These calls aren't calls that need to be responded to in 30 seconds, 2 minutes. It's, the average response time for this app, for the types of calls that they put in there is 20 minutes. I think people, some cities respond to things, or don't respond to things that we respond to all the time. We're over responding, like some cities that won't get to the custody disputes. Arkansas, pretty much on their own in other cities. So this will help free up some of those phone calls that are coming in.
So, and the agencies that you have that use it now, have they noticed think it's a negative or it's been, you don't know what it is.
Right. One thing is it's just, they look at it, and when I talk to officials, they have a third, they rarely look at it like this. A third of the people will never call on anything. A third will use the app, a third will still call on the phone. So getting it is one thing that's kind of, that's not really, it's kind of common, but you're not going to get 100, you're not going to get everybody. The number may be critical of, especially the first few months of this. So that's, it's really on, one of the things you're telling me is really on the city, the police department. People don't know about it, they're not going to download it. So it's really coming on us to put that out there. If we don't do those things, then we wouldn't be doing the second year.
And what's in place? What do you have in mind for doing that? Figure out in social media and just.
We talked about that. It could be, handing out something. We call something. We put on social media. We'll send a last next file. I don't know if they'd be mad about that, but we send our last next file to download this app, those kind of thing, and pushing it out. Any market, media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Do you have any more questions? Are you ready to take action on it tonight, or unless we probably need to approve the agreement along with giving me the authority to?
That's correct.
Okay. So the agreement with the company along with giving me the authority to run on behalf of the city.
Well, I believe it sounds like Chief Shoemaker's done thorough research on it, had all our answers, all our questions answered. It's not going to cost us any more for this year of trial subscription. So for that reason, and hoping that, although in this case of this time of limited contact, I think the marketability of it might be a little constrained. I know you'll do your best. But I'd like to make the motion that we move forward with the relay contract and with the mayor's ability to approve the contract.
I say,
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Motion passes. Then can we get together and I'll sign that for you then, Scott?
Yeah, I've got this. I'd like to have you, give it from the office or something, like the training, and some other people that, could help market this. Second item on the agenda is that we received notice of award for $31,547.10 from the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. This is for 10 portable Motorola radios. The total bill for that is $42,062.80 with the grant paying the 31, and then the department budget, we budgeted 20,000 for radios next year, so we'll be roughly 10,500 to make the other cost. What I'm asking for tonight is Motorola needs the mayor to sign a notice to proceed on the order. We won't pay for these until January with our next budget. The grant's not available until 2021, but I need to have that document. You have that,
I do.
The radio order replace 10 older outdated radios we have 16 to 20 years old.
So this is grant work that we have to make the purchase and then they'll reimburse us, is that the way that works? Okay.
I'll make a motion that, we have the notice to proceed to the mayor to complete paperwork for the, Motorola radios.
I'll second.
Roll call please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
And then I had any questions about the claims. I know that we claims already full, which is our online policy manual book. It's pretty expensive, but the training of that this year is like this year today. We ran the numbers and we're just over 9 to 10 hours of training as an officer from this. If you do the math with the overtime and we do all duty and whatnot, we're up over $8,000. So that kind of pays for itself for daily training courses based on current use of force, mental illness, those kinds of questions and training that the officers are required to do. And then the Motorola, annual Motorola bill, I didn't have any questions on that. $26,000 annual payment for all the maintenance for our stolen records. We did cancel the pin mapping at $1,100 on the Comcast invoice. We did take that off. We have everything from traffic to the app for your phone called Motorola Purchase Building. I think last year. So, if you get any questions on
How does that compare to last year? About the same probably. You don't see any big increases.
I believe it's a little cheaper because the conference thing used to include in the price. We get 7 invoice, $1,000 for one person to go. So I did not bring that to you guys. It's much more expensive. 4 or 5 day classes training that I've seen, but that doesn't include airfare and hotel. So I did not bring that to you. So it might be a little cheaper.
Okay. I don't have any questions on either one of these, but very dramatic. No questions on the life expense, the cost of doing business. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how the use that wrapped in, and I don't know when Salt Lake or Orlando was we didn't send anybody last year, and I didn't think we're good. It's gone.
So there's no contract or anything to sign on either one of these, right? It's just a continuation of the,
Yeah.
okay. I think by consensus then. Okay.
Yeah, if you want the resolution for the building, you want to talk about that now, or like,
Yeah, if you want to, let's go ahead and go to that. It's under new business right now, but let's go ahead and go to resolution 20-14. Carol, I believe you put that. Do you want to read that by title, just so we know?
Resolution 20-14, a resolution approving agreement between owner and architect for Frankfurt Police Station project.
I'm not, this is for the city council, we motion for the city council time. I think the public needs to have a refresher on the history of the police department and its process, so I'll talk more about that tonight. But for the, for this point, the contract that you have, Mayor, you have, before you,
Which one is that?
the KJP arbitration.
Was it in our? Yes. Okay.
The contract, for, just to take us through the design, which is started and will finish, my goal is to have it before Christmas. Company will then go into construction documentation, prepare for the bond, and the financial people. Permits and bidding in April and May. Construction to begin July of 2021, completion in summer and fall of 2022. There's some quick facts on this large contract, which was sent prior. The architect will assist us in facilitating the distribution of bidding documents to bidders, organize and conduct a pre-bid conference for bidders, prospective bidders, preparing responses to questions from the bidders, providing any clarification and interpretation documents, and also help with the conducting the opening of bids and distributing the results to the entire project, our packet here, this contract for design and through construction is $550,000. Reed had estimated that it would be $613,200 with that reduction. And the design portion is 20% of this packet, and I was able to pay for that out of our existing budget for 2020. And so far we've reduced the potential bond by $173,000. $173,000 so far. I would hope with our budget this year to decrease that number even more. So, if you have any questions, we are using KJG, who is working with Zimmerman, who has built 40 police stations across the Midwest, and then we work with Innovation to do the civil engineering for the site. That company knows that site and work on that site, which has resulted in the savings for us. So it's my recommendation that you approve the contract with KG.
Scott, I appreciate all your work on this. I know you've done a lot on it, and I appreciate you trying to use your budget as much as possible. It's my goal to keep that bond down as much as we can, because in the future, you just have more of a payment to make. I think that's really important. And I think KJG will be good for us, good firm for us to work with. So I would entertain a motion if anyone would like to make that.
I'll make the motion that we accept resolution 2014, resolution approving agreement between the owner and the architect.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
As far as, I appreciate that, got a good police department, their officers on behalf of them, the fact that we're, at this point again, it needs a lot of excitement, department, for this building, a lot of officers, employees want to be involved, as we design, and build this department, so we appreciate it. In terms of department reports, I have really nothing other than reports. Big thanks, COVID, obviously, but we've got to lack any amount of officers to keep our service to the city at 100%. We've got a Friday, we started a callback list, the volunteer list, just in case, as we enter this, December and January, as the continue to increase. I thought it would be better to have volunteers before get a forced recall of employees. So far, we have everybody coming back, getting, and we're looking pretty good on that. So, we're working with the sheriff. Met with the sheriff on the phone today. We'll be working to secure the vaccination deployment and so I have.
Well, Scott, good report. We can get all these signed later. Thank you. Cindy, would you like to leave her? I mean, do you want us to kind of go on to?
Oh, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Whatever you want to do. Sure, okay.
Okay, Ron, why don't you go ahead and do your report then?
I'll take on Scott. That was a good report. Mayor, congratulations on your retirement. Hopefully, frees up a little more time for you. I know you're busy, so, for your grandkids and stuff. But, anyways, we had a firefighter who finished his probationary period, Dylan Kennedy. Actually, today is his 1 year mark. He started December 14th, 1 year ago. It's been the recommendation of his captains and battalion chief that he has completed all training requirements and testing requirements. He took his probationary written test. I think he missed one question on it, which is very good score. And I think it's only appropriate since the mayor and the board of works, you guys are the ones who actually, agree to hire someone and appoint them. I think it's only appropriate for me to bring, this firefighter to you with my recommendations to move him forward into becoming a first-class firefighter. With that, his pay will jump up. Probationary firefighters make $1,000 less in salary than a regular first-class firefighter. So, anyways, I would like to get your guys' blessing. Go ahead and promote him to first-class firefighter to this day.
I'll make the recommendation. We promote Dylan Kennedy to first class firefighter. Do you have congratulations?
I second that.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Yes, John, thank you, and tell him congratulations.
Okay, all right, thank you. I just want to give you a quick update. The newspaper Humber is in the Queen emergency in Whitestown. It is getting the headsets put on today. We're hoping that it actually is delivered by Wednesday or Thursday of this week. At that time, we will have Raycom will be coming to our department to install Motorola radio for it. And we also will be, getting the hose put on there. Everything that needs to go on there, it's not on there now. We have to get it stocked up. And then we're hoping beginning of next week, we will have a representative from Great Emergency that will come down and actually train our firefighters on how to operate this new truck. And then by the end of next week, we don't have a station 2 in service. That'd be exciting.
And this is purchased through Center Township
Yes.
and all the equipment and everything. So I just want to make sure that they get recognized
Yes, this is
for that as well. And we appreciate the
truck
trust.
Center Township will own it, we will operate it, and most of the equipment on there is purchased by them. Probably 90+% of all the equipment on there is purchased by them. We'd like to also thank Union Township, the firefighters, the officer wear when out traveling around town. You see their headset with better communication and also hearing protection. That was purchased by Union Township. So I give it thanks as well.
Thank you to them as well.
Yesterday, I think Chief Shoemaker, I talked to Cindy Chambers this afternoon. She's very happy in Franklin Main Street on how the escort of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus was yesterday. And, police department escorted our ladder truck through town. She said it took about an hour and 38 minutes
had a lot of people on the side of the roads coming out of their houses as we were going by to get a glimpse of Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. So just kind of the way I think outside the box to, you know, so the kids would get a chance to see Santa Claus, since, you know, they can't go see him in person this year. So and she was very happy with that. Just wanted to thank the mayor and Board of Works and police department and fire department for making it happen yesterday.
I think the kids loved it. I
Yeah.
took my grandkids and they were like so excited to see Santa and Mrs. Claus. So thank you to the fire department and police department. We really appreciate that.
And one last thing, every year we always adopt 3 kids or 3 families from the Boys and Girls Club for Christmas. Obviously this year we're not going to be taking them out and shopping for them, but the Boys and Girls Club, they serve over 1,000 kids every year for Christmas, 80 kids. And we still have money left over from last year, and I thought it was important, even though we can't actually be a part of it, that we could still help out. So, you know, I came to the mayor and asked her for permission to give $1,500 to the Boys and Girls Club to, you know, continue to help with Christmas. And so we were able to do that. And I got a letter from the Boys and Girls Club today, thanking us and you guys for our donation. So that's all I have. Just a lot of positive stuff going on the fire station. Right.
Appreciate it. Next street department, Jason Forsyth.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to go, just have some department reports more than anything today. We got some awesome feedback from the geotech in reference to the Baton Lane stretch of roadway that we did. I just kind of wanted to report before works on that. Showing that according to a part, which is an asphalt pavement recycling technology company, that we increased our viscosity over 45% and reduced our viscosity values 24% on Maiden Lane, which is at parts of a familiar person with the situation. We were at 52% decrease and increase at 44%, which tells them that the rejuvenation product is working. They did not do the testing on the other roadways, although I believe, with the exception of North Nash Road, Maiden Lane was the oldest roadway that we actually applied Reclamite to. So I would assume that we'd see Main Street, Varner, those streets come back even better. So that's great news. We've been wanting to do this for a long time. And as I think I spoke in the past and talked to the mayor about the other day, due to COVID and not knowing what budgets are going to be like, this may be something we want to look towards in the future as well. Obviously, we have a lot of roads that need to be redone and be rebuilt and resurfaced, but to keep our good roads good is probably a plan that we need to take advantage of, obviously, continue to work towards community crossing as well. So that was good news on Maiden Lane. We're happy to see that positive thing. As John was talking, obviously every year we all do a little bit for Christmas with the public and any family that needs help. And we've always done that with Wayne Wester's Christmas Fund, which Wayne put together many years ago. His family's gotten highly involved again this year. They had a golf outing where they raised about $8,000. The golf outing, we obviously supply money towards our street department employees, giving out their paychecks every week. And then we were also able to obtain $2,500 from Center Township, which came in. And that group, obviously, they know those kinds of things better than any of us do. They actually provided us a couple of families, I think, that we were able to help out. We actually was able to help out 15 kids, which is the most we've helped since I've been involved since 2015. So our plan was, and we all met out here, except for obviously the families, and done the shopping together here back on, I think it's Thursday last week. And then we're going to Macy and her family actually wrap everything for all the families. And then I told them that we would provide a loader and a couple of trucks to help deliver those gifts. And we haven't had a set date yet. I said something about Wednesday this week. I'm not sure if that'll be what we'll do or not, but we'll be setting that up to get those out to the kids. Obviously an exciting time here for all of us. And we obviously have many volunteers from our department do the shopping and everything. So, CCNG is now closed out. I think I sent you all an email, which was a nice thing. That's all taken care of. Appreciate Carol and her hard work with her employees up there at the clerk's office. That can be kind of an exhausting thing to go through. But we were able to get everybody, I think everybody's paid, and the money that we have either is returned or will be returned back to the state, which is just $2,000. So we obviously took good advantage of the money we were given to the state. Last thing is not the best news in the world, but I want to make sure the Board of Works was aware of it. Something I was pretty disappointed in hearing. I saw some people working down by the post office, and I knew everything was supposed to be starting up in phase 2 of Washington Avenue. So I stopped and I said, "Where are you at? You're cutting my street out, where are you at?" There was a contractor through, I don't know if it's hired through Milestone or if they're just hired through AT&T. But anyway, they're obviously doing the cutouts down there in that area, and they're going to have to link up with the existing utilities for AT&T from phase 1. And I was told that they possibly could have to be cutting a hole right in the middle of our Granby Road there in Bellevue. Very disappointed in that. Again, I go back to, if you have relatives that work with AT&T, I'm sorry, but the fact that they don't come to our meetings, they didn't come to our meetings, they didn't show their face during our meetings during phase 1, was something, maybe it could have been avoided, but it's something we would have found out about long ago. And so, we're still working. I called American Construction Point, Joe Duvio and Nick Murphy, and Bud McQuay all know about it. I obviously expressed my displeasure with what I heard, and they're going to look and see if there's other avenues to take. But what I'm hearing, they may have to run a line underneath the creek area, the bridge area, which could also cause some problems with the new cycle. Obviously, those will all be put back, but obviously costs that I wasn't aware of. And like I said, I really took the news pretty unhappy. So we're still working. Like I said, I know Joe and Nick, they're very smart guys. They work hard. Construction Point, I know they're going to do whatever they can to help us out, prevent that from happening. But obviously, I wanted you all to know, and I'll be speaking to the city council later on, let them know, because I obviously know that people are going to see that and wonder what's going on. So I want to get out ahead of it and let people know that it's not the city's issue. Like I said, I think it's just one of those things. It's almost like you feel like you've done everything backwards. Hear about this, maybe we had to go back. I didn't start on this and go back, but I wasn't involved in those plans well before I ever started here in 15. So, but we're doing what we can to try to rectify that. We knew there was going to be closures down there anyway, but we didn't know anything about cutting up. So we're excited. So I just wanted to get a hold of you and let you know that. If you get any calls about it, if you don't have an answer, need something, need some help, let me know. I'll try to get an answer for you. But we'll continue to try to keep that from happening. Mayor asked today, when that might be. They have, like I said, where they're at right now, it's going to take them a while to get to that location. It was nice to see them out there, because we wanted that to happen early, so they could get in, get out, we could get the road work done. Yes, not a whole lot we can do about it, just hopefully rectify it, do something different, and keep them away from those. But, yes, that's all I have.
It's kind of disappointing to hear that, but we'll make it through, we'll figure that out. I'm sure we'll have a lot of concerns at the time that it happens, but I appreciate Jason, all your hard work on that. It's great news about the street department's Christmas for the kids. Thank you. Next is building services, Don Stock.
Thanks for which members quickly. We'll go down to the November 20th, or November 2020 permit report. We collected a total revenue of $3,532. Total valuation for November is $1,274,200. It breaks down as you have in front of you: a room addition, 5 fences, 2 cars, garage, 2 garage carports, the 4 new homes which are out of the new addition, Southridge, 2 commercial remodels, 13 residential remodels, 8 grocery stores, shed, and electric swimming pool, driveway, sidewalk, certificate of occupancy, and 10 30-day electrical safety inspection. So that's things start to wind down as you would expect this time of year. You should have 2 permits for you. One is on the agenda. That is 259 East Walnut Street. It's actually where the county probation office is. They're now expanding into what used to be the attorney's office in the back. Mike Stetson is the contractor, and we have started the process of the county job. So I'm asking if the board will waive the fees for the county, being in fact it is a county project. Also with you is a permit extension. It's for Fabian Garcia. It was a 3-point permit. He was redoing windows, doors, and then re-siding his garage. We got the windows and the doors done, and then the garage finished. So we're asking for an extension of what we normally do in 45 days. And he should be able to get that finished up by that time. So it's an extension for 500 North Crescent Street and a waiver of fees of $150 to the county for the permit for the house.
Could we start off first with the county waiving the fee? That's what we'd be okay with doing that.
Yes, that would be fine.
Could be fine, okay. Greg, do you have any questions? I'd like to make a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion, we approve the waiver of fees for the 259 East Walnut Street project for the county.
I second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller. Megan Sheets.
Aye. Okay, you can notify them then until I've been done. Okay. And then the other extension for 500 North Crescent, right?
45 days.
45 days.
Yeah, it should be done by that time.
Okay,
Maybe that's the only new permit, that's what we did there.
okay. And you're comfortable with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve the extension on the 500 North Crescent as presented by Don.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
One bit of information before we get to the big one, which I'm pretty excited about. We do have an address for the new police department at 1740 State Road 28 West. And Mr. Sheehan, you'll remember in your upper text that 28 has a landscape part of your, it's in the ordinance, so 28 West has an overlay of the landscape or part of the landscape, so we require to fulfill that.
I will mention at this time, we have talked about, doing something different on State Road 28 West, maybe extending a street name, avenue, roadway, whatever that we decide. So for right now, though, it's gonna remain State Road 28 West, but we may look at making some changes out there.
And we discussed with the mayor's department that we'll go out and talk to the businesses that are out there between Staples Road or South Prairie Avenue and Boy Scout Parkway to discuss with them, because we're talking about some expenses on them to make the changes, and it's changed into the name of the street. And so we want to try to be more friendly about it than just say, here's what we're getting ready to do. So if the time frame says that over a period of time, if they would be okay with it, then we'll work that issue out. I think at the same time that once we get that issue done, I know the annexation isn't for a period of time, but to give those businesses or factories out there as much time as possible, notification of a name of a street name would be great for that too. So we'll do that also as we progress. Probably through the winter time when things really slow down. I want to give you an update on the veteran sidewalks. A lot of the sidewalks on the west end of town, which is Fifth Street, off of Fifth Street, Wabash, South Street, Freeman Street, road cuts. The road cuts are being put in today. They're trying to beat the snow coming in on Wednesday. And then all next week, they'll lock in on the sidewalks. They've been doing sidewalks, bits and pieces throughout the neighborhood. But we did a tour of it Friday, and not to our satisfaction to the speed. So we actually spoke with the veteran about it today. And the street is not also the street cuts that have been made, but there's also a huge section in front of or beside Whiskey's there on Rossville Avenue. That needs to be addressed, and the veteran said that they'll be looking into that also. So that's what we've got going on in our office. The last thing is a project that we've been working on for quite a while, but it looks like we finally reached the end. I just can't tell you how happy I am. I know that it's caused a lot of work for you, and I'm very, very happy that you got to it, and that we can start talking about the demolition of a house at 1001 East Flint Street. I have a couple of questions with the lesson. I'm actually going to turn that over to you because this is kind of more your baby than it is mine as far as the paperwork. But on the bid of the tear down, is it a bid or can we assign it to a company?
I think we would want to request on that.
Okay.
Would we have to advertise that, or can we just send a request out? Like, can he find 3 contractors, or?
If the estimate of the demolition is less than $25,000, you don't have to advertise it in the paper, but we still request quotes.
Okay.
You would request those and make sure that you document that you asked the different people and what their responses were. Is there a time frame on that, Les? Like so many days that we have to do that, or?
No, it has to be at least 7 days.
Okay. Because my concern is if we're going to be able to use money out of this year's budget or not.
Well, this agreement would have to be signed by the owner before we can do anything, so.
And does this agreement, once if it gets passed tonight, it doesn't have to go to the hearing board, there's a board, this will overview that.
That's correct.
Perfect. I'll let you take it from here, sir.
So the owner of the property filed bankruptcy in Chapter 11, was held up with an automatic stay in the bankruptcy for quite a while. The Chapter 11 plan was ultimately approved, and there is a discharge of any obligation of his. And supposedly those taxes are being discharged as a debt. And my concern with this is that even though the debt may be discharged, the lien for the taxes still survive. I I've been told by the debtor's attorney that it does not, but they still appear on Beacon, and they still appear in the treasurer's office. So until that is resolved, the way I formulated this agreement is the owner would give us consent to go ahead and enter the property and demolish the structure, and fill up any holes and level it just as we normally would. It consents to our asserting and filing and recording a lien on the property for the demolition work. We hold the owner harmless for any of that since he's discharged bankruptcy. And then when we're satisfied that there are no liens or encumbrances on the property, including back taxes, that we could demand a quitclaim deed be executed and delivered. And in the absence of that, we would still have a lien, and we would be able to foreclose on that lien if we so desired. As a matter of don't recover much out of these things, if at all, but at least get the problem resolved physically and demolish the building. So it's sort of a two-pronged approach. And the city, there's unsafe building fund. I think we have the funds available to do that. But we would do as we always do. We would request votes from contractors. Go with the best quote we can get. Now, I don't know if this agreement in the present form that we've submitted here tonight will be agreed to by the proceeding. So, if the board is inclined to approve this, my suggestion would be that the agreement be approved and that the mayor be given the discretion to modify the agreement as needed to accomplish the purpose and to sign it.
I'll make the motion that the agreement that was presented this evening with the mayor, that we approved the agreement with the understanding that the mayor may need to make modifications as necessary to execute the agreement.
I second that.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
So Les, will you continue to work with this attorney?
Yes.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Just keep me updated on what we need to do on that. Did you have anything else, Don?
That's all there. Thank you.
Thank you. We do need to work with Beckman though on these roads. I think it's Clinton Street now down by Gilman's. They've got a section out. I wish they had some way to, put something out, put a sign out or cones or something. I mean, they're tearing the streets up and people are going to end up having damage to their vehicles. They think it's a problem with the cities and.
I spoke to the gentleman this afternoon who's overseeing the project, and he thought that by the night, by the time he got finished, just about all the streets would be taken care of as far as being filled and packed in. And then I asked him about the Washington Street or Rossville down there, whichever goes through there. And he wasn't aware that was on the list, but I talked to Jason and Vector. He was going to make sure that got taken care of too, because it's kind of becoming a big hole that they threw in patch material in for the summertime, and I just wanted to make sure that all that was taken care of too. Tomorrow we'll get a look on all of the cuts that they have, and that way Daniel and I can go out and make sure that all of them get taken care of properly.
Jason, we talked about that earlier, didn't we? The one down there by Linsky's down there.
Yeah, I mean,
That's been an ongoing.
it's been awful since Beckman came here. And,
So we really,
again, just get me started, but, Jason, Justin, from Patch Construction, has had great contacts with me, if you need that. I'm not sure where it's gonna get out of Jason. Beckman. We used to have a local guy, Brian Hall, that was here, but he went to a different, still working for Beckman, he's in a different position, but, I'll be glad. That veteran, everybody is daunting out of here. Because like I said, we sit down every year, before they start digging. And obviously I know some of them is out of their control because they get to a point where, okay, we're going to be in an alley, we're going to be around the sidewalks, and then they end up being in the street. And it's just became a nightmare. I've been on down there by Winsky's, on both sides of the tracks on that to try to get that done for how long. And now we're to a point where there's no asphalt to go because it's too cold outside. If you go down and look, and this is just for everyone's information, if you go down and look, you'll be able to tell Jim Spears has a asphalt company. Any cut that our people in our city take to do, he is the one that normally seals those up. You can go over his and you can go over theirs, and you can see the difference between what Case does and what Jim and his son do, basically to fill those up. Why is it that way? Because they live here, they understand that it's important that we seal those up correctly. And until they're gone, it's going to be a nightmare for Don and I and everyone.
I told Don today, it's unacceptable to me. I think it's ridiculous. They left that all over the weekend on Freeman Street. I don't know how many cuts are out there, what, 5, maybe 4 or 5. It's terrible.
I think
I mean, if we need to have a meeting with them, whatever we need to do, but that, they had no warning, they had no cones, they had nothing out there. And Freeman,
Friday, I had to call out to take the for those of the hole because if not, I would have damaged the vehicle.
Exactly.
On the fifth or something like that. But, I mean, obviously their job is to do their work and then patch things up to their liking. And that's not the way it works. And, we've talked to them. We all obviously know that the veteran has to do the work. There's no, I mean, it's going on everywhere. They have to do the work. But it's all a reflection, again, like Washington Avenue and how this has been going on since since I started, they've been cutting streets. Green Street's got between Jackson and our department has probably 3 cuts in the 200 block of Green Street for the same thing. We're gonna be out of the road and find out we've got 3 cuts that they have to make inside the road. And that's the reason we were meeting there, was to say, this is what we're going to do. These are my plans. I want to pay this. So what are you doing? And we pay it. It's been going on ever.
it's been an ongoing situation, but it is
It's frustrating.
Yeah. We just need to really get with them, work with them, and see what we can do on that. Did you have anything else on, did you say? Next, let's go on to the Parks Department.
Okay, first thing I have for you guys is, I hired a new security person for the lights, so she'll work alongside Mikey. With your guys' approval, she would start, tomorrow night, would be her first day. She's already worked through all the screening and did all the paperwork through the city, so, she's ready to go as long as you guys approve that she can start.
Background check and a drug test. Okay, thank you.
It's definitely something that is needed.
Oh, yeah.
It's surprising how many people are still driving through that park at the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah.
It was, it's a busy place.
Yeah, Mike runs,
Insane.
he runs people out about every night. The good thing is the vandalism has pretty much halted. So, when he's not there, I've got a couple guys that come in for comp time that they're doing security as well. We've had really no issues in the past couple of weeks ever since I pretty much put him the full time for him. He's there from 7 until 3 in the morning. So, yeah, with a short break in the middle of that. He does a really good job, and we're just going to add another person so we can lower his hours and get him a little bit of help. So.
And is this just during the Christmas season?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll probably be maybe the first weekend to January. It's in the budget. It's just depends on when we get all the lights taken down.
Is that Mary Jane? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the hire of the security person for the Parks Department.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Thank you. Only other couple things I want to let you guys know, the donations for the light has been awesome. We've been getting consistent donations every single night. We've had volunteers from in this room come out and be in the Santa house and, you know, collect donations for us and hand out candy canes. So it's going really, really well. The other thing is Papa John's. You guys had approved them to basically do marketing and say that for 2 days out of this year or this month, they would collect and that we get a certain portion of their sales throughout the day. So through that, we collected $810.66. So that went into the light fund as well. So Kim sent them a thank you, and they want to do that next year for us as well. And we definitely would like to do that again, because, you know, it's good marketing for the park. Not that we need any. I mean, like you guys have seen, it's pretty much constantly packed, which we're really glad for. So that's all I have. That's all the updates I have, unless you guys have any questions.
I just want to say, our kudos to you. This was your inaugural Christmas light event, and it seemed to have gone off without it. Thank you very much.
No problem. I have a really good team there. They've all done it for a long time. So I was a learner this year. I had very little actual input in what we implemented, but I do have a lot of things for next year, just to make it easier on us particularly. And there's going to be a lot more lights next year. So we have tons. We just didn't have the manpower to put out. So next year will be even bigger, but I'm very happy with this year.
By seeing those vehicles every night,
Yeah.
I now have to go sometimes past the village manager to get home. That's when I come in that quick.
Yeah.
The traffic is backed up so far, so.
Yeah, for example, one of the things we want to do next year is so people can get to the golf course, into Arborwood, into the Humane Society, into the skating rink. I want to light the entire path all the way, because we have a path back there, but no one realizes it. We have small signage, so we would put better signs out and then actually light that path all the way that says, if you're going to these places, just continue straight. That is the one thing that I've noticed that we could really streamline a lot, was just to help facilitate those people leaving work, going to work, getting there, because it's really frustrating if you're leaving after 8 hours and you're waiting through traffic to get out of there. So next year the goal will be to streamline that. That's all.
I as well just want to thank you and the Parks Department, the employees. That's a big job to put that together. And then they have a big job yet to come when you take it all down and have to repair and fix the lights. But I really thank you for that. And I thank all the businesses and the individuals that have donated this year. A lot of people think that's taken out of city budget to pay for those lights, but it is by donation. That's how we're able to have the displays, how we're able to repair the displays, and how we pay the electric bill. So that's so important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Community development director, Annie, begin.
I just have 2 quick updates for you guys this evening. One is we're working to get employee IDs for city employees. Some departments, like my department and police department, they're easily recognizable and identifiable. Other departments, it's not as obvious. So we're trying to create a way for employees to have a way to show that they are actually a representative of the city of Frankfort. And the cards will have an expiration date on them, so if they get lost or if they are no longer working for the city, we won't have that hanging out there as an unending identification factor. So we'll do this probably from year to year. And those should be in place or be passed out to employees by January. And then the second thing is I'm working with Jason on plans for getting press releases out for trash. We've got in the next 2 weeks, we'll have changes in the trash schedule for Christmas and for New Year's. And those will be out to the community by social media, website, and press release by the end of this week. So we're going to look for that. We will have both weeks there'll be a change in trash collection. That's my report for tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm excited about the employee IDs. It's some of it's really necessary, like you said, police and fire department have those. The other departments do not, and I think it's important that when they go out of people, want you to confirm that they're working for the city of Frankfurt. That way we'll have those in place. And I thank Annie for working on that. And also, the police department is helping us with that as well. Thank you. Do we have anything for human resources? No. Next up, do you have anything for us to see?
No, I think all my issues have been covered, by the department heads that I've been working on. I think we need to hear about the situation.
Sorry,
We finally get to that.
it's finally to you.
That's fine.
So, tonight we have a resolution 20-13, and it is concerning the management of the golf course, and we also have an agreement. She's also given us new pricing. We changed pricing for next year. So
And
did you
I
have
copies
anything?
of that if anyone wants any. I have copies, yeah.
I think we all have a copy.
Everybody have a copy of
Thank
that.
you.
So Wes, do we need to do that as two separate things, the resolution and then also the approval of the prices for next
Yes,
year?
that's how we got it planned.
Okay,
Probably do the resolution first and then the motion on the fees second. Subject.
is there any questions?
So we'd be in favor, so I would make a motion that we extend the, to approve resolution 20-13 to extend the agreement between the golf course operation and, city of Frankfurt.
I say,
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. Resolution 20-13 passes. Next, if someone would like to make a motion to accept the management agreement.
I think
Is that okay? Do we have to do it differently?
That's exhibit B.
Okay, so are we okay not having to do it separately? Okay. Then next we'll do the pricing for golfing, the comments for 2021. Or did you have anything to tell us?
No, I would just like to say that it's great to have a partnership with the city and a partnership with Art and everyone there at the Parks Department. And I get to see the lights a lot because I'm going back that way, which is actually great. It's calming to end my night. Now I try to not get into the whole thing all the time, but it's beautiful to see every night and just really appreciate the support that the city of Frankfurt has given us. The golf course has been a labor of love for us. We've just poured our heart and soul into it, and we were hoping that we could do what we were able to do with it this year. When we started last January, you just never know if a plan's going to work or not. But we've been so excited to have such great community support and have people out there, and everyone's coming back to the golf course. And as far as our numbers go, we were almost able to double the rounds, and the golf course is in the best shape that it's been in for years. We're really proud of that. And we just did a toy drive for the Boys and Girls Club. We were able to get a whole van load of toys donated. That was just last Friday for the Christmas season. And also a cash donation that went to the Boys and Girls Club for $325. So we had a pretty good turnout for a golf outing in December. But we're excited even about what more we can do next year. We really want it to be a jewel of Frankfurt for people to be able to enjoy and come to, and especially with COVID and everything, at least golfing is a nice outdoor activity that the community can take part in. And we were able to open the restaurant. The restaurant is open until December 23rd. I wanted to let you know, and then we'll be shutting down until at least February 1st, depending on, how the weather is. But we will remain open for lunch and dinner out at the golf course till December 23rd. And then next year, we're looking forward to making even more improvements besides the whole remodel and restaurant and everything that we did. We've got outdoor seating that we'll be able to do out for our patio, and a little bit more landscaping and some
some things so that we can welcome the community. We were also able to hire, I think almost double the employees that, we would normally employ out there. So, we really had a lot of great employees and, local kids and college kids and adults that came out. So, you know, with it being our first year out there, we really are excited about how it turned out and what we were able to accomplish and even be able to accomplish more next year. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I think the golf course looks great. I don't golf myself, but I've heard a lot of compliments on it. I've heard it's great. It's the best shape it's ever been in. We probably have a few people here that could say that.
Very nice. They're doing an excellent job.
They are. That looks great. I love the Buxton.
Thank you.
You did so much in there. We, all of us from the city building came out and had lunch there, was it a couple months ago? Delicious food. I highly recommend that.
Thank you. We've actually changed the menu 3 times. We had an Oktoberfest menu and now we have a Winterfest menu. So if you do go out and enjoy the park lights, you can just go right on straight out there. We have hot chocolate with whipped toppings, spiced apple cider, hot cookies, and then a dinner menu. So if anyone's out enjoying the lights, come back to get a little bite to eat and so enjoy the whole experience. So we're still going to be open and doing that. But it's been a great experience. I got my first set of gloves. I'm thinking of golfing a little bit later in life, but you know, I really enjoyed it. And you know, the city is such a treasure, and we're so honored to be part of it because you know, 92 acres of beautiful trees and grounds, and we are attracting people now from Indianapolis, you know, Lafayette. A lot of people have just heard about it, and they're coming back. So we're excited about seeing all the old faces, but so many new faces.
Thank you. We appreciate it. It's a great amenity for the city of Frankfort.
Thank you.
And it gives us something to be proud of. We're proud of it.
It's nice to see where it is now from where it's been in years previous. I mean, we've seen the other end of that too. And, you know, I think this year we've heard a lot about COVID, but I don't think you should sell yourself short because I think a lot of that is just the job that you've done to bring not only the course, but the availability of another restaurant into town and more of a destination place for people to come. So I know that COVID has played a part of that, but I think a lot of the hard work is now is coming to play because you've done a lot of work for that. So I think it's a great asset for the city. I'll make a motion that we approve the 2021 pricing for this year.
I'll second. Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye. And let Jesse know how much we appreciate him for his dedication. I can tell he's very dedicated to this.
You put in a lot of hours. Of course, you know,
Oh, yes.
if you're going to be in a golf course, that's the other thing that we were able to do is really extend the hours of the golf course. We're open early and we stay open late, and they can count on us being there to open and close. And it's a long day, but we think that it should be accessible. I mean, you should never pull up there early in the morning and it not be open. So we are definitely open more hours than in the past, I know. So that way everybody has accessibility to it at any time. So it's just such, if you haven't been out there, this is a great time to get a set of clubs and go out. It's just beautiful scenery. It's relaxing and it helps with the stress. So I'm hoping to get out there a little bit more next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And if you want a copy of this agreement, Carol will probably make one. Well, you want her to send it, or if you want to stop by or whatever.
And it's fine.
Mail it.
Sure. Or email it.
Or I can come out and eat lunch.
Yeah, there you go. Good idea too.
That'd be great.
Thank you, Cindy. We've already approved the architecture contract for the police department. Next, we have the Apex security agreement for Old Stony. And this is for the annual maintenance on it. This isn't any of the installation or anything. So did we get that figured out to do it annually? Is that what we did? Or I see where it said an amount monthly, but
Annually, is what
they want to do, okay. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on that? This is to maintain a security system at Old Stony. I don't know if anybody's noticed stuff at Old Stony or if you've been there. We have finally started using the key fobs, so we have those. As soon as the equipment gets in, then we will have other equipment up there where the public cannot come in with that buzzing in. They'll have to just type in a number. It'll go to the individual offices and find out if they can come in or not.
This is great. I know that great integral part in securing this concept and this contract. And thank you, Greg, for what you did for that. It's going to be security for our staff at Old Stony, and kind of came about as, even though the building was too big secured down, I think we had some wanderers in the building taking unapproved pictures and all that sort of thing. So anyway, it's the comfort level and security level, of course, too. So I'd like to make the motion to approve the security system contract.
Second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets. Aye. Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets. Aye.
Next on the agenda is the 2021 meeting schedule. Do you want to talk to us about that, Carol?
Yes, there are a couple of days that interfere with our usual second and fourth Mondays in 2021. So I went ahead and made up the schedule showing the actual days. That the days that would conflict would be Columbus Day holiday and Christmas holiday that are already approved city holidays. And those two instances, Board of Works meetings would be moved to Tuesday, immediately after the original date.
Now, Carol, will that schedule be given to the media then and posted?
Yes.
For 48 hour notice purposes?
What Tina does is she'll just list them all for the whole year,
Yes.
whether it's city plan or BZA or
That's
whatever.
what you need to do, yeah.
Yeah. And then make sure that Tina gets those, or if she's not going to send it, somebody does to the media, so they'll know those changes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is everyone okay with that? Going to the GDC if Monday or holiday? I'm going to say right consensus, we're okay to go ahead and do that. Does anyone else have anything this evening?
I guess I did want to ask just one thing for myself. Do we have looking at the number of the people that we have on quarantine within the city departments? Do we have a number of that?
Anybody?
Three until one gets his test back. Just all
I just think it's important, of course, especially at this time that we look at exposures and how we place people off, not worry about so much overtime for that. At this point in time, I mean, we've all seen it. It's, if you have two people that are exposed, they have the possibility of four people being exposed from that. You know, for you, for a crew, for you, I know two people coming in infected can take a department out pretty quickly. It would be about two exposures for us to lose the entire crew. So I just think it's important that we, if they're sick, we don't just be aware that we have to be ahead of this, because even with the vaccine that this morning at the county commissioners, I mean, that's going to be available to us coming up in the next week or so. And how that's going to be distributed, I believe, will be through an IU system. But even with the vaccine, it's going to take 70% of the people to be vaccinated before it makes a real difference. So it's a two-shot process. You don't have the second shot, it's ineffective. And it's going to be mask, social distancing, hand sanitizing is still going to be paramount, even with the vaccine. So I just think we have to be vigilant on how we approach that. We can't take a chance of this thing spreading even more rapidly than it has. So we do. And I think one of the misconceptions is going to be is that once the vaccine's out, that we start pulling the mask off and we start going back to normal. That can't happen for us, especially in our environment. So I just think we have to be vigilant on that. It's still going to be a threat for us to try to cover.
I would encourage employees to take it and just go to that. I think there's a lot of people want to stop wearing it.
Sure do.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any science to any cases that you've had to vaccinate.
Yeah, and, I mean, there is research out there, and you can find that there are people who've had this twice. I think my approach, Scott, would be, it's not really necessarily, you're wearing the mask for other people. You've got the vaccine, but you can still spread that. So, we're still going to have to wear the mask to keep that from going further. So, I know that's hard. I'd love to get rid of this thing. But I just think, number one is going to be that we want to continue to be healthy, keep our families healthy. We have to do that. I hate to see that we've seen more now, obviously, than we have up to this point. We know how easily it gets spread. So I just think that's, rely on the department heads to get the message out that we still need to make not only for yourself, but also for those who come after it.
I agree with you, Greg. It's something that we're just gonna have to still stay consistent with. It's gonna be a while before we're gonna be able to be mask free, sanitizing free. I'm right there with everyone else, and I'm sure everyone's tired of wearing them. We wonder when we're not gonna have too many more, what we can do, but I think we're just gonna have to be very consistent still for a while. I appreciate all the departments have done, because I think overall, for the number of employees we have, we've been pretty fortunate. I think the city's done very well with that. It's tough to keep the departments going sometimes. I know Jason and Bart as well have had split shifts. We're doing different things to try to keep our employees there. But let's just keep it up. Let's keep the good work up. We will not have another meeting now before Christmas. So I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family. And let's all stay safe and healthy for a while. Thank you. And do you have a motion for adjournment? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good night.